Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal and welcome to the opposition preview for Manchester United against Arsenal. The big one is here. Again, we cannot afford to lose, obviously, but we are up against a new manager. We are up against a revived Manchester United. I think 2 games unbeaten. We've not said that a lot of times about Manchester United this season, so it's something new. I have a guest with me. Back with me, Marty from GGMU TV. The third member from GGMU TV I've gotten this week. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, very, very good. Thank you for coming on. We'll obviously go through the opposition previous, always go through United's results so far this season, the upcoming fixtures, what Marty thinks about their old manager and their new manager, and obviously the lineups and the predictions at the end. We'll be like 15 minutes, so let's get started. We'll start with the results so far. Marty, they will be scrolling down the bottom. So far this season, you've won 5 games, you've drawn 3, you've lost 5, you've scored 21 goals and conceded 22. That's unheard of. Results, you beat Leeds in the first game 5-1. You then drew with Southampton 1-1. You then went to Wolves and got almost a last-minute winner 1-0. You then beat Newcastle by 4-1. That was Ronaldo's debut. Every United fan was pumped. De Gea then got you the 3 points against West Ham by saving a penalty 2-1 to you. And then the bad run started. You lost to Aston Villa 1-0. You then drew with Everton 1-1. You then lost to Leicester by 4-2. I mean, at this time, I'm not sure that I'm talking about United results on Newcastle's. That's how bad it was. Man United 0, Liverpool 5, and then you beat Tottenham 3-0. I don't think any United fan was happy about that because it was like a battle of relegation, and they actually got a new manager after that. You then lost to City 2-0. You then lost to Watford 4-1, and yesterday you did draw or beat. I know you wish you'd beat them, but you did draw with Chelsea 1-1. So from those results, Marty, which one would you say was your best result so far this season personally? Which one did you enjoy the most?
I really enjoyed the Spurs result. I know Spurs are a very strong team, and it was a relegation of manager fight because obviously their manager was at risk, our manager was at risk. But looking at these results, Ollie, it's inevitable that he was going to get sacked. You can just see the bad run started, and he couldn't get out of the momentum. So that's just why he got sacked. And when you're losing 5-0 to Liverpool and that goes down in the history, that's just not acceptable, and that's why we've got a new prospect and a new manager in Ralf Ragnick.
Okay, so that was the best result. What about your worst result? Which one is it? The Liverpool one because that was just a hammering. Was it the Leicester one that every time you scored they scored right away? Was it the City one where they literally felt sorry for you guys? Or was it the Watford one? There are a couple. Which one hurt you the most?
I mean, all of them hurt, but Leicester was bad because it's just like whatever we could do, they could do. There's like there was no concentration. But Liverpool one was the worst. Just seeing Liverpool score time after time, and it was
Yeah.
relentless pressure. Uh, we just couldn't cope with it. Maguire looked half asleep. Ronaldo didn't. Ronaldo just seemed angry. It was just frustrated for all of us. Ollie couldn't cope, and then that was the turning point, and that was really what made him get sacked. I think.
Yeah, that was a bad result. That was a bad result. Like every time they went forward, there was a goal. Whether it was Keita, whether it was Salah, every time they went forward, there was a goal. So that must have been really painful. I actually do think I agree. If I was a United fan, that would have hurt a lot. So that's the past. You now have a new manager and everything. So here are your next 5 fixtures. You start with Arsenal at home, and then over the weekend you'll have Crystal Palace at home. You'll then travel to Norwich. You'll then travel to Brentford, and then Brighton at home. Looking at all those fixtures, I think until like January, you have so many good fixtures. 15 points available, Marty. I think from the last 20 something, you've picked up only 4. So 15 available. How many do you want to get from this, and how many do you think you'll get?
I think we could. They're all winnable, but the Arsenal one is worrying. I know Ramsdale in goal for you. I don't know if we're going to be able to get past him because he's exceptional shot stopping. Crystal Palace it should be pretty easy along with Norwich. Brentford and Brighton we might struggle. I think with Ralph Ragnick the players will have to adapt to the new system. So I don't expect things to work instantly, but all the focus at the minute is on Arsenal.
So from 15 points, how many you'll be happy with? How many wins from those 5?
I think we'll get 3 points against Arsenal because I think we'll beat you. I
Yeah,
think we'll beat Crystal Palace, Norwich, so that's 9.
9.
And then I
Yeah.
think we'll draw with Brentford and Brighton. So that's 13.
Wow, so that's 11 actually. That's 11. So that's 11. I think Crystal Palace is harder than Brentford. I think Crystal Palace is actually harder than Brentford, but I mean, I think Crystal Palace has always beaten you guys at home as well. I think the last 2 or 3 seasons, but hey, that is coming from a United fan. That's how he's feeling. They'll beat Arsenal. They'll beat Palace. They'll beat Norwich. They'll then draw with Brentford and Brighton. So that will be 11 points from 15, which wouldn't be a disaster, considering you've lost like 5 out of the last 6 or something like that. So one of the reasons why you're feeling that way is because this guy is gone. Now, otherwise, you'd have been telling me we'll lose this one, we'll lose this one. So do you miss him? Because I remember telling you in one of the streams, you look like you missed him. Do you miss him really, or do you think it was definitely time he should have gone earlier?
I mean, it was definitely time for him to go. It was inevitable. Results weren't coming our way. But
Yeah.
the club legend, he's always welcome. And to see him go off emotional, it does hurt a little bit, but it's what we did what's right for the club, and it's just time to move on at the minute.
Awesome. If you're to rate his time at United out of 10 since 2018, that Cardiff game till recently, what would you give him out of 10?
I mean, he didn't start off too badly. He started off as interim, then gathered momentum, then moved on to be the official manager. It hasn't been awful, but it's just this season. We have the players. We've watched Ronaldo. When you buy one of the best players in the world, you expect to go further. You expect to be taken to the next step. It did take us to the next step, but we need to go even higher. And I think Ralf Ragnick could be the way to do that.
Okay, we'll come to Ralf. But you've mentioned the targets. Early in the season, when you got Varane, you then got Sancho, you then got Ronaldo. What are you expecting this season? Because you actually started very well. You beat Newcastle by 4, you beat Leeds by 5, you got a last minute win against Wolves. A decent point, I'd say, against Southampton, considering you came from behind. And also, I think you beat West Ham. So after those 5 results, are you feeling like you could get the title? Because personally, I was actually afraid you guys would win the title after those 5 games.
I think bringing Sancho in, I think Ole was too quick to judge because he's performing really well under Michael Carrick. Obviously, 2 goals from 2, capitalised on the Jorginho mistake against Chelsea yesterday, and he scored a goal off the crossbar against Villarreal. So Sancho, I think he's a great young talent. Ronaldo, obviously, he's not the same player. He used to come up and down the wing, but now he's more of a poacher. He can finish off chances and the product that the ball brings into the box. So I think it is. I think the signings have been good, but I don't think we could get the most out of them under Ole.
So, which position did you want to finish when those signings came in? Did you just want a trophy, or did you want the league title?
Oh, definitely the league. I feel like our squad is incredible. We have Ronaldo, Pogba, Bruno, Sancho, Varane. We have many players that have achieved so much in their career. Obviously, Varane with
Yeah.
Champions League experience, winning the Champions League. De Gea being considered one of the best goalkeepers in the world, along with Ronaldo, one of the best players in the world. And we've got so much young talent such as Rashford and Sancho, but we have to get the most out of that, and we have to use it, and we need to work as a team.
Now you have a new manager. It's a new world for United fans now. What do you expect from him? Do you expect him to hit the ground running immediately? And did you actually want him as United interim manager, or did you prefer someone else?
I think he is the right choice. I don't know what happened to Mauricio Pochettino, because I
Yeah.
think he would have been a good choice. But along with the Spurs manager Conte, I think he would have been also very good. But I'm happy with Ralf Ragnick. But I don't want it to be another 2 years and he gets sacked. It's like a baton race that keeps going on, a relay
Yeah.
race. The
Yeah.
managers keep swapping. I want to have like a consistent manager. I know you tried to do it with Arteta when things were going well for you. You managed to stick with him. I want to be like have a Pep or a Klopp and just someone who loves the club and sticks with the club.
Yeah, that was Ralf Rangnick, by the way, with Schalke at the Old Trafford dugout. I think that was like 10 years ago, something in the Champions League. And let's see how he does. Let's see how he does. Let's see if he'll have an impact right away. So, last 2 topics. Let's start with the starting lineup. I know it's a new manager. We don't know which kind of lineup he'd go for. But personally, if they had appointed Marty as United manager right now, which squad did you have gone for?
I would go for De Gea in net, right back, Wan-Bissaka in the middle, Maguire and Varane. If this is this counting injuries or not?
Just the players who are available on Thursday.
Okay.
For Thursday. Yeah.
I go for Tellez. I'd also go for Tellez because Luke Shaw is not up to it at the minute. He's very, very fast going up and down, Tellez. I think if Pogba was not injured, obviously he's really good to control in the midfield. But right now I go for Donny. I think Donny's really well, and I think under Carrick he's going to excel. Matic gives a calming element to the game. He's not the fast player, but it's almost like a hold up. And then I put Bruno in the centre, Sancho on the right, Rashford on the left, and then obviously Ronaldo up top. That's what I go for.
How did you feel when Ronaldo was benched against Chelsea? Were you actually very mad at that?
I mean, I think Carrick wanted to press, and Ronaldo's obviously very old now. He's getting to the end of his career, so if you want to play pressing football, then you can't play Ronaldo. And obviously, I think Ronaldo should get it out of his head that he's going to start every single game, because right now he's probably not the best player in our squad, and we don't fully need him.
I mean, there's always a debate on that. You'd see with Roy Keane and Jamie Carragher yesterday fighting about whether Ronaldo should be starting or not. So, match prediction, Marty. Obviously, you approach the Chelsea game very differently, like defensive. I don't expect you guys to do that against Arsenal at home. To be fair, we've only beaten you guys once in the last 16 years at Old Trafford, and I think in Premier League history, it's like only 4 times or something like that. So, you're always confident against Arsenal at home. Although the last few years, I think we have a very good record against you home and away. I don't think you beat us under Ole, but what's your prediction now with the new manager and new style, new everything? What's your prediction?
It's going to be close. I think Arsenal, they're in the swing of things. Obviously, you're doing quite well in the minute. You're 5th after quite a bad season last year. And right now, Man United, I think they could excel against Arsenal if Ragnick gets to grips with the players in time for this Thursday kickoff, which is going to be hard to do. Everyone knows that it's not going to be easy for the players to adapt and for the manager to adapt to the players and see who he wants to adapt into the positions. But it's going to be difficult. But I still think we will get 3 points, but it's going to be close, like a 1-0 or a 2-0.
1-0 or 2-0. Okay, so the last question before we end it is about Harry Maguire. I know you guys were not happy at all with the England celebration and everything and his performances recently. If you're United manager as well right now, would you be tempted to take him off from the captaincy right now, like today?
Personally, I don't mind him as captain. I think he's quite a good leader, quite a good captain. Demands the defence. But obviously people saying Ronaldo should be captain. But I don't see why not. But I feel like Maguire's English. He can communicate with the players better. Yeah. And I think he'd be louder on the pitch, as Ronaldo just needs to focus on his own game and get the best for the team.
What about the leading by example? Because I'd say he's been one of your worst players this season.
Yeah, Maguire, since the Euros, he's not been up to it. But it's like a Euros hangover, kind of, because it's just not been the same since the Euros. But we'll see what happens. Players go through these times in their career. But if it carries on, then he'll have to be dropped.
I mean, isn't it good to see a positive United fan for once? So thank you, Marty, for coming on. Where can they follow you? Any social media or just on GGMU TV?
Any social media, Instagram. It's Matty, by the way. GGMU TV, go subscribe.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much for coming on. Let's hope they don't get the win, though. We need this win. If we win this, you're going to be in the top 4. I can't even remember the last time we are actually in the top 4, even for 1 or 2 days. So let's hope we can get there. But I'll leave the link to GGMU TV in the description, and also leave the link to Marty's Instagram in the description. As of now, let us know your prediction. Thank you for watching. Keep staying safe. I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.